It all comes down to today, Championship Saturday at Ralph Engelstad Arena. It's been a fun week of hockey up here in Grand Forks. 4 teams remain with an opportunity to bring home the state title. Hi, everybody. I'm Sam Goetzinger. Thank you for joining us for the North Dakota State Hockey Tournament on WDAY. Here's Wackenfuss with some room down the wall, feet in front, back in, score! We're tied at 3. Behind the D, Waspick couldn't get it cleanly. Rebound, score! Caden Ulmer is second on the tournament, and it's 2-1. Now Morelli holding the left point. Right out in front, what a save by Metcalf. Rotlick with a one-timer at point-blank distance was shut down. Numbers here for Central. Bollock across, deflected. Ryder of our turnaround. Score! Grand Forks Central back in the title game. If 7 minutes isn't enough, both teams will go to the locker room and resurface. Here's Ryder Burris on the back door, and no one could get to the rebound. This power play unit at 30% coming into the tournament. They've tacked on to that over the last 2 games. The Knights had a 12-3 win against Botno Rugby in the quarterfinal round. Beat West Fargo in overtime 4-3 yesterday to get into this championship. They overcame a 3-goal deficit in that game. Now with the skater advantage, Wyatt Blake up top. To the right side, down low, in front, Corinta kicks it away. Cleared down the full length of the ice.
Nice movement by their power play, keeping it outside, moving it around. Red River keeping them outside.
We said it before the game started, Corinta's the hottest goaltender in the tournament on the boys' side. And he just showed off why. Nice moves by Mac Blue entering the zone down the right wall. And a good clear by Red River.
Another thing Red River will do nice job is finishing their checks. They'll rock your world. They'll hit you hard.
Both teams will. It will be a physical game as this one goes on and both teams get their legs under them. Less than a minute left on the power play for Grand Forks Central. Wackenfuss looking to go rink wide. Red River sending everything back to the other end.
You know, I like how they do the attack here on a man down. They stay up with the play, making you make shorter passes and making decisions.
Here's Finn Lockwood through the middle of the ice. Now off to the right side for Ryder Burris. Into the corner, down to 20 seconds left on the skater advantage for Central. Mac Blue, sharp angle, hit the iron, and it went back out to the neutral zone. 2 good looks on the power play for Central. 10 seconds left. Full head of steam. DeZiel wraparound just off the side of the cage. Had a yawning net staring him in the face. And we're back to full strength, 5-on-5. Nielsen to the open area. Burris plays it around the wall. 10:40 left to go in the first. Shots are 2-1 in the early goings. And Nielsen with a confident save. First clean look he's seen in this opening period.
I talked about it earlier. You can shoot it on net or you shoot to score. And both these teams, they got guys, snipers. They want to shoot to score. And we've seen it. The Ulmer, DeZiel, these guys, they're shooting it to score.
Face off to the blocker side of Nielsen. Lands in between the hash marks. Couple of sticks down. Yard sale and numbers here for Central. See if they can control. Pass across. Score! Grand Forks Central strikes first.
Just a quick breakdown. Now you got an odd man rush now. Where you're out man down in the top of the circles. You got 3 of them coming at you, moving it around. Get you twisted up a little bit. Hard shot on net.
It's Ryder Avard, the sophomore, with his 13th on the season. And the Knights are on the board first in this opening period. This place is loud. Love the energy here inside of the Ralph on this Saturday night.
And it is full. It's packed. I look around. I mean, that's what you want to play for, right? Showcase your talent.
Icing is the call. Let's welcome in the third member of our crew, Cullen Holt. We talked about it earlier. Players returning in this championship game. We have alumni returning as well, Cullen, don't we?
Yeah, there's a face on the Red River bench you might recognize. Left side of your screen there, Tucker Hager, who was playing goalie in this championship game last year. He's back as a goalie's coach. Caught up with him before this one, dropped the puck. He said it's an eerie feeling being in this game as a player and then as a coach. It's different. He says he's learned a lot as a coach throughout the season.
Good mentor for Ryland Carinta to have. We saw Hager over the last couple of years, had a great title game last year. Very tall goalie as Carinta confidently makes that save down in the blue paint. 9:51 to go in the first period. Ryder Rivard striking first for Central. What a fun one here on WDAY. Here's Devin Keller. He has stopped 6 of 7 Red River shots. Can't understate how impressive of a year that junior goaltender has had so far. He broke his collarbone last season, missed some time, came back just in time for state. We saw him in the state tournament last season when Minot won their first round game against Fargo North. He has been the guy ever since.
Yeah, I almost became an expert. Not that I'm a doctor, but you know, with the collarbones, yeah, depending on where you break it, you know.
Yeah.
If you break it by the sternum or by the end, it takes longer to heal. You break it in the middle, it heals a little quicker. But that's, yeah, I've seen a few collarbones broken in my day where it takes a while to get back at it.
We've talked about the slow start to the season that Red River has had. Ryland Carinta, he lost 4 out of the first 6 games he appeared in. And then things started to click for Red River. It wasn't all Ryland Carinta's fault at the beginning of the year, but as the year progressed, the team around him got better, and Ryland progressed so much. And he's a big reason why Red River's in the semifinal game with a 1-goal lead.
I agree. You know, goaltending's a key part of it. You know, but I think Scarpro, you know, he alluded to that they needed to tidy it up in the defensive zone. They're scoring 4 goals, but they're getting 4 goals against. Unacceptable. They knew they had to cut that in half, tidy it up, and it starts with goaltending. You know, and they just cleaned it up immensely from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, and just repetition.
Absolutely.
They thought they were a little rusty. We didn't get a lot of games in. You know, now they're in stride.
Absolutely. Second period, moments away. Let's welcome back in Cullen Holt, who's spending his evening down by the ice here at the Ralph. Cullen, how's it going down there?
Well, it's going well, and I'm having fun. Quick update, the Minot coaches tell me, keys to the second period. I know you'll be surprised, but get pucks to the net. Also said he wants his team to settle down. Quick update for you. Number 24, Tate Haugenow, who went down hard on that penalty, which Minot is still on the power play from. He is cleared to go.
Good sign there. Tate Haugenow, good young player, a junior. Got the head contact call, so Reed Krogstad still in the box. 30 more seconds.
Yeah, and I talked about it too, concussion protocol. I mean, they're real strict. We're very fortunate. I think it was all true with the trainers that are working here, and we're blessed to have them around, because I loved when trainers are there that you can lean on.
Yeah. It was very physical 2 girls games in the semifinal round. Those trainers got their workout in there and back at it again. We can't thank them enough for what they're doing for these student athletes out here, playing their hearts out. One of the biggest games of their lives, state semifinal, looking to make it back to the championship game. Power play still rolling. One more chance as Morelli hits the side of the net. That one came in, as Dean likes to say, Mach 5, just not quite on target. Now back to the blue line. Krogstad coming out of the box. This major penalty has come to an end for Red River. Aiden Deal on his own defensive end through the neutral zone. Not the best spacing here for Minot getting in their offensive side as the puck is caught up back at center ice. Here's Tegan Strand bringing it in. Panasuk fires, and flashing the leather is Ryland Carinta.
Well, like I said, Carinta knows he needs to come up big. When you're playing against a team that scores 6 goals a game, he's got to be the factor too, one of the key factors, X factors of keeping it out of the net.
Gotta say, been real impressed with Easton Panasuk, the senior. Not the biggest guy out there, 5'6", 130 pounds. He packs a load when he fires a shot. Rylan Beadall. Intercepted. Deal. Back off. Corinta, another save. Point blank look by Finley Bentz. Now the puck is pinned up against the wall. Bentz coming free. Chips it over to the open area. He's the first one on it. Bentz back to the blue line. Caught in traffic. Cohen Schmeichel trying to get a stick on it. Rolls through the blue paint, and Red River clears.
A little bit of a flurry. They kind of lost sight of it, and the Red River player got access and got it out.
Good start here to the period for Minot. Started on the power play, came up empty-handed, but they kept on firing on Rylan Corinta. Now Red River see what they can do to respond offensively for their first chance. Not much as Minot puts us back at center ice. Dallas Jackson lit up at the red line. Chase Lemon came in, and offsides is the call. Excuse me, high stick, so we'll come the other way.
You know what I like when you see teams with good records, you know, they just play with confidence and poise. You know, it was fun to go to a rink where you knew you'd win, but how much you'd win by. And then the other thing I like is his team chemistry. They talked about it, the coach staff at Minot, you know, the guys that get along in the locker room. And sometimes I've had chemistry. It's amazing. Sometimes I'm going, these guys got to learn to figure it out, you know, and that's about good leadership.
Mackley Morelli in the face-off circle. One back for Deal. Off to Panasuk. Now Pakaluk. Hit through some traffic in front. Pakaluk gets it back at the wall. Battling with Dallas Jackson. And it comes free. Here come the Riders. Brecken Holtberg, one of the leaders on the blue line here for Tim Scarper's squad. Goes up against one of the leaders on the blue line for the Minot squad, Aiden Deal. Got to give some flowers to Aiden Deal as well, the senior captain here for Minot. Him and Finn Lockwood, I would say, one of the better all-around defensemen in the state. We saw Lockwood playing for Grand Forks Central in our first boys semifinal earlier.
You know, and they're guys that can score, right? I mean, Deal's got 33 points, so when you get that from the point, I mean, that's pretty, like I keep bringing up the Bobby Orr days, right? But nowadays, it's very common to get one defenseman that can score just as much as your forwards can.
Had an assist yesterday in the win against Fargo Davies. Here's Oliver Deschamps. Played in deep. Dead puck off of the end wall. Back over for Cullen Rost. Collision at the wall. Now here comes Red River. Spencer Vetch couldn't cleanly get a shot off. 13:30 left to go here in period number 2. Winner takes on Grand Forks Central tomorrow night in the boys state championship. Potential 2-on-1 brewing. Vetch from the circle. Keller fought it off. Good stick work by Cale Gruenberg. This third line going to work here for Red River. And a collision there to cap it off. Caden Ulmer coming off the bench. Here's Tegan Strand. Left wing attack. He snuck free. Sharp angle and a stick save by Corinta. Up ahead. What a carom. 3-on-1. Beadall back over. Just a little bit behind the trailing Wasvik.
Yeah, just a little heavy on that pass.
The other way. Corinta pad save on Coleman. And the action goes back and forth before the puck rolls into the stands. 12:38 to go in the second. We are using all 200 feet of the ice here at Ralph Engelstad Arena.